Okay. Hello, and thank you for joining us today on GSU's Thought Leadership Interview Series. I am Michelle Sabasco, Director of GSU's School of Extended Learning Academic Partnerships, and today we're interviewing GSU alumni, Mr. Jermell Brooks. Jermell has graduated from GSU's Communication Program, class of the infamous 2020. Hi, Jermell.
Hey, Michelle, how are you?
Good. So to begin with, we'd like to know who you are. Can you tell us who you are, Jermell?
Yeah, sure. No problem. First of all, my name is Jermell Brooks, as you stated before. I'm originally from Morrilton, Arkansas, small town, population roughly about 7,000 people. So basically kind of the core of who I am is just a small town country boy from Arkansas. But there's a lot of different things. That's a kind of a funny question that you could ask, or kind of tricky question, because there's so many different layers of who Jermell is. Let's see. When it comes to Jermell as professionally, I'm the typical cliche things, just like, hardworking, goal-oriented, and things like that. But also, too, I think the thing that makes me stand out and makes me uniquely different than others when it comes to who Jermell is professionally would be that not only am I a team player, but I become more of a friend and very trustworthy. And I feel like during these times, that's something you need to have, especially being in the midst of a pandemic. We could be working on a major project together. And for instance, if one of my not clients, but one of my coworkers happen to get sick and can help me present something to a client, therefore I build trust and friendships with my coworkers so they can trust me to go on without them, and that I can still be successful with or without them. So that's a little bit about who I am professionally. Now, when it comes to me everyday, casually, I am very, very outgoing. I am a communications major, so I am definitely 100% very verbal. I speak my mind. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And there's a lot of confidence behind it, but at the same time, there's a lot of empathy and things like that. So, there's a hard side of me, but a soft side of me at the same time. So you get a little bit, once you mix all that in together, you get me. There you
go. Thank you so much, Jermell. And so now we'd like to know a little bit about your time as a GSU communication major. What thought-provoking content do you uncover in your communication classes?
What thought-provoking content did I uncover in my communication classes? Let's see. I would say probably something I learned very early within my program was perception. To effectively communicate, you have to understand where everyone comes from, because today, all of our experiences has led us up to where we are today to be able to communicate to people what we want. But the thing is, my perception can be totally different from yours, because like I said before, I am from Arkansas. So a lot of times, a lot of my values and things like that come from small town America, as if, unlike someone who may be from the urban area of Chicago, who can actually have a different perspective or see something totally different. So that was definitely something I've learned, and it was very, very life-changing for me to be able to communicate effectively. Is learning that you have to understand everyone has a different perspective, and we all come from different places and backgrounds, which results in our communication processes.
Yeah, that's super true. A perspective is everything. It's so important to take that into consideration when you're speaking to someone and when you're getting to know someone. So thank you for that. Yeah, that is definitely some thought-provoking content. How about trends? I know that we talked a little bit about pandemic time and so forth. What interesting trend are you witnessing right now in your community? Can you talk about that?
Sure. Some interesting trends, I shall say, just piggybacking off communications. Right now, the interesting trends I see within my community is communicating, period. For years, a lot of people have always wanted to be very silent and not dive into politics, because we're always taught from a very early age, communication and not communication, but politics and religion are two of the things that you just don't start talking about. But I think right now, unfortunately, during this midst of the pandemic, and also too this political confusion, shall I say, I think a lot of people have realized now that they have a voice and they can use their voice and their voices can be heard. So I do feel like there's a trend around me, not only in my neighborhood, my area, but just with interacting with friends and family. You know, there's been a lot of people who I never knew what side of the fence they were, you know, when it comes to politics or certain social issues. But I think everyone has realized now that you must take a stand and be very verbal and speak about how you feel about the things that are going on in our nation right now. So that's definitely a major trend, which I'm very proud of because I've always been a very verbal person and always taking a stand when it comes to the, you know, an equal, you know, when people are being treated unfairly. And so just to see others who are usually, you know, quiet or shy people step up and say, hey, this is not right. These issues are not correct. And therefore, you know, and putting their voices out there is very endearing because now I'm so glad how everyone can get together on not political issues, human issues, human rights issues.
Yeah, communication is absolutely key to our voice, to finding our voice and advocating for ourselves. So thank you for that thought-provoking answer. So we'd like to know a little bit more about you. So can you tell us what you envision your future looking like in a year from now, in 5 years, in 10 years? We know that you're a recent GSU grad, so we want to know what doors you're opening up, Jermell. Tell us.
You know, first of all, first step, what I see in myself within a year, first of all, with everything going on, and I keep bringing up the pandemic because that's our reality right now. But the thing is, you know, there's a lot of this use of the term new normal. And I always tell people, you create and narrate your own story. So I've created and defined my new normal. So I'm just trying to maneuver through this world and keep some sort of normalcy pre-COVID right now. So, you know, like I said, just recently graduated in May, and I'm looking for a position at the moment. And with that being said, I'm not even just setting my, throwing out my net, shall I say, here only in Chicago. I'm looking across the country. So there's a lot of different areas I've been looking at. I've been looking at California, Southern California to be exact, Austin, and also to the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. So I've been casting my net all across the country, but the thing is, I'll go anywhere. I've even told people I'm willing to go back to my hometown. You know, if there's a great career opportunity, I'm willing to switch up some things and give up some things for my career, which will lead to me to be where I am 10 years from now. You know, hopefully in 10 years, I am, you know, very firm and planted in my career, making some big impacts and changes within the company or corporation I decide to join at that time.
That's awesome. I know you will, Jermell. And just from knowing you as a student and knowing you as a person, thank you for that, by the way. I know you're going to make a big impact. I know you will.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell us, why did you decide, because I know I was with you at the selection process when you were getting ready to transfer. What was it that made you decide that Governor State University's communication program, specifically located at Triton, was the right choice for you, Jermell?
Okay, you know, that's actually a funny story behind that. Before I actually met you, I was actually transferring and going to be an interdisciplinary studies major, which if some people out there don't know what that actually means, it's basically a new term for a liberal arts degree, pretty much. Because I was just looking for, at my age, I was just looking for a college education or a degree that would be able to work in any field that I chose. And so, you know, therefore, that's why I decided interdisciplinary studies was actually the best one for me. But there is this crazy story, and I rarely share this, but I was in the class one day, and there was this guy that was sitting a few rows in front of me. After class, and mind you, I've never spoken to him before, and matter of fact, this was like only the second week of class. that semester. And I never spoke to him before. And what's crazy is when I was leaving, like I said, we were 2 or 3 weeks into the semester. And we were leaving class, he pulled me aside. He's like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was like, sure, what's up? And he's like, hey, can I ask you a question? And I was just like, sure. And he's like, what is your major? What do you plan on doing? And so I told him at that time, I was thinking about, major in interdisciplinary studies. And long story short, he was just like, you really should be a communications major. He was just like, to be very honest, when we're discussing things in class, he was like, the teacher can explain it to me. He's like, but you take this information and the way you break it down, he's like, I'm learning so much more from you than I am the teacher. So he's like, you really should look into that and become a communications major, which is so crazy about this because I always thought that. When I originally started school years ago, I was a broadcast journalism major, so I wanted to be a reporter. And then, I was a comms major as well before I dropped out of college, over 20 years ago. And so, that impacted me. And I thought about it when I went home. I'm like, God, this guy is hitting everything he was doing when he was trying to sell me on why I should be a communications major. He was hitting everything, the nail on the head every time, every point he was making. Crazy thing about that is I never saw that guy ever again. He dropped out of class and I've never seen him since then. And what's so interesting about that is I feel like he was my personal angel because I decided to change my major because of that. And like I said, I don't remember his name. I barely remember what he looks like, but I remember our conversation. So it was just like my guardian angel at that time saying, hey, you're going down the wrong path. I need to send someone down there to do an intervention. And that's what that guy did. So that same week when I changed, that's when I got the email from you guys at GSU that you guys were having a session to talk about the program where I could come and meet the recruiters and some professors and things like that. And then that's when I met you that week, and literally that changed my life. And like I said, when I walked in, I met Professor Felix, which that's another reason why, going into, why I would recommend GSU is Professor Felix was not only a friend, but a mentor. He was an amazing teacher. Professor Jose Villamar was an awesome professor too, and also a great mentor. And that was one thing I loved about GSU was the teacher to student ratio was perfect for my type of learning because I'm not someone that you can give a assignment to and say, go about your day, do your work, and come back. I need to be, sometimes I need to be walked through assignments and just a little bit more attention when it comes to understanding the content that's been provided before me. So therefore, that was another reason why, because the faculty and staff was so easily accessible for any questions. And I always tell people, like literally, I remember texting Professor Felix at 12:30 at night one time asking a question, and he responded, and never, ever did he give me any, slack for like, hey, why are you texting me this late? So that's one reason why I would definitely recommend GSU. And also too, like I said, the staff, my classmates were awesome. And just, I did the Triton campus, and also too, I did the main campus out in University Park. And both those campuses are beautiful campuses where I enjoyed to not only go and sit in class and learn, but it was so comfortable. I was able to sit there and study there in my downtime as well. So those are, some reasons why I would recommend GSU.
Wow, thank you. You really make us shine, Jermell. Thank you so much. And so today, for our last question for you, Jermell, we want to know just something fun. What are you doing in your free time?
Oh, okay, sure. Well, in my free time, I do travel a lot. I have my goal, one of my goals in life is to hit 50 states by the time I turn 50. And I'm right now at 38. So I have 12 more states to go in 8 years. So that is what I do. I spend a lot of time traveling. I love trying new restaurants. Being from the South, I love trying new Southern style foods in Chicago. But also, too, I love trying just different cuisines from all over the world within our city because we have an amazing city, which everyone knows Chicago is awesome. But some things people don't know is that I feel like we are the restaurant and the food capital of the country, or not only country, but of the world, because you can get a little bit of everything here in Chicago. And that's, what I love. You can go from your deep dish pizza to your Chicago hot dog, but also too, right around the corner from my house is an amazing Ethiopian restaurant. So there's a little bit of everything around here. So that's some things I like to do. Just, travel and just try new foods. And then of course, the social part of me is just, hanging out with family and friends and also meeting new people at the same time.
So we gotta know, which states have you not visited yet? Which ones? What are the 12?
Oh my gosh. Well, I can tell you the ones that are top of my list. The top three that are on top of my list right now, Arizona, which hopefully within the next 3 or 4 months, I'll be going to. Oregon, because I have not been to Portland, and so I would like to go Portland, Oregon. And then also, it's rare, but Alaska. I don't know, for some reason, I want to go to Alaska because I hear that you can see Russia from someone's backyard. I'm just kidding. That was totally a joke. But yes. But Arizona, Oregon, and Alaska. Those are my top three right now.
Oh, nice, nice. So you have to get that done in 2021, huh?
Exactly.
So thank you so much, Jermell.
Thank you,
It has been a real pleasure getting to know you. And I just want to take a moment now to share my screen with you guys. Thank you so much again for taking some time to explore the thought leader conversation with Jermell Brooks. He is a graduate of GSU's Bachelor of Arts in Communication, class of 2020. The Bachelor of Art in Communication is available at the main campus and also available at Triton College. You may transfer to GSU with a completed Associate of Arts or Associate of Applied Science in Communication. It is approximately 45 credit hours, and the concentration we have available at Triton is the Human Communication concentration. For more information on any of these programs at Triton or at GSU's main campus, please contact me. I'm Michelle. You may reach me at msabasco@govst.edu or 708-235-3983. I want to thank you again, Jermell. This has been a real pleasure. We appreciate the time, and we are really excited for what your future brings. You make GSU proud.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Take care.